Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on the chart. It's important to know these areas before buying any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. Also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance. Just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and get 2 free stocks, and I also provided a link for Robinhood. Just to let you guys know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks, so if you have a recommendation for a video, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to get to it. Also, don't forget to hit the notification button so you don't miss any videos. Okay, so with nothing more about that, let's get into the stock we're taking a look at today. Today we are let's take a look at how the market ended up today. Today we had a huge day on the NASDAQ. It was actually up 3.69% on the day. It was a big day in the markets. Green everywhere. The S&P was up almost 1.5%, and the Dow was up 0.11%. AMD was up 6.18%, and after hours, it's up another 0.29%. It's trading at $78.53 as of right now. Today is March 9th, 2021, and we just saw the market have a huge correction in the past month. So you saw this thing go all the way from a high of $99.23 right here on our chart, and it hit a low right here, let me zoom in here, of $73.86. So that was a pretty big drop right there. And we're going to take a look at the support and resistance that broke and what we could take a look at moving forward on this one. So obviously at the top of our chart, you could see our high resistance point is $100. That's going to be our high of our chart. And we're going to be looking when this thing comes back up to an all-time high. We're going to be looking for it to break through that $100 mark to move on to new highs. But as you could see, when it got up to $99, it couldn't break through that $100 mark, and it has been on a downtrend ever since it hit that all-time high. And then we got to around here, which was about February 16th, and it's been on we got into the correction, and it's just been falling ever since. So let's take a look at the support that we lost during this correction. So we had our $86 support right here that we broke, and we also kept falling, and we broke our $75 support briefly right here. That was only for one day. That was yesterday, and we quickly recovered today. We gapped up this morning, and today we closed at $78.53. Now, as you could see on our chart, we have a pretty big gap right here between our resistance or our support right here and our next support after this. So if we lost this $75 support right here, we would have a pretty big gap to our next support. So we need to find our next support level if we do have more volatility in the market, and if there's a continued sell-off because of bond yields or something like that, we need to find where our next support would be after this $75 one. So let's take a look, and we're going to grab a line here, and I'm going to go right over to this area right here before this gap up, and that looks like a support area where I could draw a line. So I'm just going to draw that in right here, and that's going to be at $70. So that's the last point before it made that huge gap up that we could use as resistance. So that's now going to become our next support below 75. So $70 would be our next big drop. And the thing about this is when you see a big gap like this on a daily chart, that's a thing to watch, because that's not always a good sign. because gaps tend to usually fill themselves in, especially on daily charts. So that was a quick thing I wanted to point out about AMD right here. If we do lose this 75 support, we're going to be looking at a downtrend, and we're going to be filling in this gap right here all the way down to 70. And if we lose this $70 support, we're probably going to be looking at a drop probably somewhere down to, I would say, around here at 67. That would be our next support level. So I'm just going to drop my line in here at 67. As you can see, it's pretty hard to map this out right here because you don't have a lot of candles to work with in this area because you did have such a big gap up. And then you do have another gap right here on this daily chart. So that would be our next thing to look at. So if you did have a drop below this, I would put my next support line right at the bottom of this gap. So I would say around 62. I'm going to put a line there, and we're going to see if that would hold up. So that would be my next thing to look at $62. Okay, so those are just a couple key things I wanted to point out on the chart and a quick update on AMD. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you learned something. And those are just a couple things to watch out for in the next coming weeks. If we do have continued volatility and continued selling off of these tech stocks in the market, I would watch these levels and I would watch this gap, right? These two gaps actually right here. So as always, don't forget to hit the like button if you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any videos. And we'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.